4, 3, 2, and we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Girl Talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Girl Talk. We are here today with your sister, Charlotte M. Watson. We are live and in living color on this beautiful February 5th, 2021. We are here all for, sometimes we all just need a little inspiration, motivation, encouragement, and support. Well, you can get all of that right here on Girl Talk. We want to, hold on guys, let me finish. Let me see if I can't fix this view. And let's see if we can do this. Well, we'll just have to do this from this view only. Here we go. This is where we'll be for now. So if everybody can make sure they are muted on the line. There we go. I think we are all muted until we get ready. So again, we all, sometime or another, we need a little inspiration, we need a little motivation and encouragement, and we can get that right here at Girl Talk. This is a place for meaningful conversations to happen, to help us through life, those life situations, whether it's emotional, financial, relational, whether it's spiritual. We are creating a platform here so that all of us will have a system that will allow us to be better people, to be transformed into better individuals as we live a healthy life in purpose and on purpose. So if this is your first time visiting Girl Talk, welcome. Thank you for being here. We love you. We love all of our supporters and all of our sisters and brothers. So please join us. We invite you to join us on our various platforms. Thanks to my sister, Kim. You can go to a Linktree/CMWatt3 for all of our social media links. And you can go to cmwatt3@gmail.com and sign up for all of our newsletters and any of our upcoming events. So you never, 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 ever have to miss one of our functions again. So I want to give you some upcoming dates before I jump into our guest tonight, who is just going to be fabulous. So today, of course, is February the 5th, and our guest today is none other than our teen artist, Braden Carroll. Many of you know him around the Ennis area, but some of you may not have known some of the other amazing things that he has done, not just locally, but literally that has touched all over the world. So we'll talk to him in just a moment. Write these dates down on your calendar because you do not want to miss these. In honor of Black History Month, starting on this Sunday, February the 7th, we have a storyteller who is also a textile artist. And she will be doing some of her storytelling, but it is depicted from many of her art, many of the art that she does. And the art that she has basically comes from many of the stories from the slavery time and leading up until some of the Black History era. So you don't want to miss those. That will be every Sunday in February at 4 o'clock. So her name is Sandra Scott. So she'll come and she'll be doing that with us on the 7th, as well as the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. In between those dates, for our Valentine's series, February the 12th, we will have our seasoned single and talking relationships. So the last time we had our single roundtable, those guys were 40 years old and younger. And because we had so many women who were over 50, they flooded my my text message and my email with the inquiring about older guys being on our call. And so I'm going to oblige. So we have 50 and up seasoned single gentlemen who will be on the call. And it's befitting, it's right before Valentine's Day. So we just never know. There may be a hookup. But we're going to be talking about relationships and what men at that age are looking for and what they are wanting in a relationship. And so they've reached the season mark, and what they were looking for in their 20s is not necessarily what they're looking for in their 50s and 60s. So they're going to come and talk to us and be very candid about some of those things that they wish to find in that virtuous woman. On this month, starting February the 19th, we will have every third Friday, we will have Financial Friday. And so Miss Strother will come and she will talk to us about stocks and bonds and how to get out of debt and how to create financial freedom for your family, how to create legacy, financial legacy for your children. The scripture says that the man that leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that's not even your children, that's your grandchildren and your great grandchildren that you should be leaving an inheritance to. And so we've not all had an opportunity to be able to know about money and have an abundance of money that we can even throw away and play with and invest. So, but she's going to come to us and talk to us about that, how everybody has an opportunity, even if you are not making $100,000, what can you do making $35,000, and how can you take that $35,000 and really turn it into a larger increase and having some benefits of stocks and bonds and taking advantage of some of those areas. So we hope that you will tune into that. Again, that's every third Friday, starting this month, February the 19th. And then on the 26th, we will have Cooking with Lacey. So we'll be in the kitchen with Lacey Phillips. And then on the March the 5th, we have an author, Simone Hollis, who will be working with us in the educational realm and talking about taking risk and teaching your children how to be responsible and taking risk and things of that nature. So join us for the month of February. It is full. We are finalizing the White House visitor or the White House guest. Again, that will be a private setting on our Facebook or on our Zoom. And so you'll get more information about that. So for other dates, please go to the website, charlottemwatson.com, charlottemwatson.com, and you can get any of those dates. April the 25th, I'll be speaking at Inspire Church in Humble, Texas. So if you're not doing anything, or if you are in the area, please come on down to Inspire Church, and we'll just have a great time together talking to a group of women. So just having fun, having conversation, having having some chat, so that again, so that we as a group of people, women, can do some things, face some facts, look at ourselves, and really do some things that may be hard, may be difficult, but some things that will help us to be better people, better sisters, better mothers, better grandmothers, better aunts, that we can all look at ourselves and be a support system for each other as we are trying to walk this thing out, so join us. So are you ready for some girl talk? Let's get started. Remember, if you have any questions, please don't forget to text them to 214-475-0042. Again, 214-475-0042. Or of course, you can obviously get those on, send your questions on us on the Facebook app. So today's guest, man, I tell you, I've known this kiddo all of his life, as I've known his mother. I'm only a year older than his mother, but I've known her all of her life too. And I am just amazed at what God has done with this young man. From a very, very early age, as long as I have remembered, he has always had a crayon, a color pencil, a paintbrush, some fur, some felt, something in his hand. So please welcome to Girl Talk none other than Braden Carroll and his mom, Kim. So Braden, you'll have to unmute yourself. I think I muted you. There you go. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Now, anybody who knows Braden, you will know that he is short on words. He is big when it comes to art. But when I talk to him about doing this, he is so funny. I usually send my guest a list of questions, and those questions are not questions that that we say, in order, but at least it gives them a framework. And the first thing he said when he saw those questions was, I don't know how this is going to go because I can answer all these questions in one word. Like, okay. So we're really going to have to do some pulling out and some elaborating today to get him to talk. Obviously, his work speaks for itself, but we just want to hear your heart. So tell us a little bit about you in more than one word. Tell us who you are. Tell us about Braden Carroll.
I've been doing art all my life. I do I've done everything pretty much. Yeah.
You said you've done everything, like what, pretty much?
I've done drawing, painting, clay, puppets, sewing, everything.
Wow. So how'd you get started with this?
I don't know. I've been doing it forever. So, it's just always been a thing that I've done.
So one of the things that you and I have talked about before is, when kids are bored, some kids go play football, some kids go pick up an instrument. Your boredom therapy was to pick up a paintbrush. Mm-hmm. And so that's where many of your arts and designs and things like that have come from, just out of sheer boredom, which is a great thing because you could be doing a whole host of other things, but you chose to do something positive and productive. So what's your favorite? You've done all of those things. Which one is your favorite medium, or which one is your favorite outlet?
I really like painting, but right now my favorite is to do digital on my iPad.
So you're switching it up on us now. So you're in the age of technology, so you're moving to the digital arena. Okay. And so why is that so much more interesting than the painting?
With digital, there's a lot of different things that I can do that I can't do on a canvas with a paintbrush. First, it's much faster. I can use a whole bunch of different colors. I don't have to go and buy all those different colors. I can just pick it out and just go.
So I'm sure your mom loves that, not having to buy paint every week at the paint store or at Hobby Lobby and Joann's and Michael's and all those places that I frequented with you before. She and I have talked. It's usually not a 15-minute shopping experience. It's usually much longer than that. So tell me about there are some people who are perfectionists, artists who are, they'll start a canvas, they'll start something and, it's not perfect. And so they just trash it. Is that you? Is that what you do? Is that how, or do you take some of those mistakes and you create something totally different?
Yeah. If I mess up, either I keep painting over it, just keep trying, or try it on something different and keep going, or just paint over it in general and start over, or turn into something completely different.
Right. Which do you remember? I know you've been doing this for a really, really long time, but do you remember your very first creation? No, I bet your mom does. Mom, jump in here. Do you remember what his very first creation was?
His first creation was a puppet. And when we were thinking back when he first started, well, the puppet, it was the clay.
No, it wasn't.
Which one was?
I mean, I've been drawing for forever.
Well, I mean, he's been drawing forever, but when he first just went off with it, I remember, when Halloween would come, Braden, we would not always buy costumes, and he wanted a costume. So he went and they bought fur he wanted to make his own costume. And that ended up turning into a puppet instead of a costume. So that's where his first puppet came from. And with that, because he had been drawing for so many years, even though I forgot how old you were, maybe 5 or 6 when you did that, 6 or 7, he had been drawing for so many years prior to that he would draw what he wanted the puppet to look like, and made his own pattern. Like, back in the day, you remember we used to go and buy patterns for dresses and stuff like that. He would literally make his own pattern and then draw it onto his material and then cut it out according to the way it was supposed to go. And it was something to see, how he would make it, to be able to put together. His dad taught him how to hand stitch. So that's where he started with hand stitching. And it just really went from there. So
I think I have a couple of pictures. I'm going to try to screen share this. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
So I think I have a couple of those pictures, maybe that he had. I believe this one. Is that one of the first ones that he made?
No, that was one of the, not later ones, but that one went to a teacher somewhere. I don't remember.
In California.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So people have seen your work and literally ordered your work, and really, I mean, like, you're getting paid to do this. What? Wow.
I think he was 8. Yeah, and I think he was 8 in this one.
Yeah, so that's like something that adults dream about doing. So to be able to do that at 8 years old with no formal training, and that's what I want to remind you guys, that this is a baby with no formal training other than God, of course, that he was just gifted to do this. Just amazing, amazing. So I've got a couple of other pictures here because I know that people did not know some of this, but talk to us about this little guy.
That was a character that of a YouTuber that I used to watch, and there was a convention, so I made the puppet, and we got to go and meet them, even though there was no meet and greets then. So took
Yep.
a lot of effort to try to get it to him, but we ended up getting it to him.
Wow. Now, I don't know, and I know people saw this on your mom's Facebook page, but I don't know if they really understood the magnitude of what this whole situation here, what it was about. You want to talk to us about this backstage presence here?
Where do you want me to start?
Tell me about Lion King.
Okay, so I've always wanted to go to Lion King on Broadway or on tour or whatever. And so I knew that we might go when they came to Dallas. So I went ahead and started a digital picture of the characters from the Lion King. And so that picture is when, after the show, when we went backstage and took pictures with the different cast members.
Mom, you had something to add?
Yeah, that was a special day because Braden is, for anyone who is getting to know him, he loves lions. Lion King is his favorite, and someone actually gifted me and him tickets to go to the show, and that was like a dream come true because I had seen it before, but to be able to experience that with him was really something special.
Right.
So I contacted, emailed people and explained to them who he was and what he did, and they emailed me back and gave us special permission to go backstage to meet the characters. And so after the show, we got to go back, and they did a complete tour of all of the costumes. They let us go out on the stage, so he got to do center stage and hold the, if anyone has gone to the show, there's a puppet that is a lion, the baby lion, and he got to hold that and hold it up on stage. And so it was something. Yeah, it was really, really something. And so just to go back and remember that just brings joy in my heart, because that was something he's always wanted to do. Besides also going to Disney World, we're going to get there. But he wanted to do that. And so I was ecstatic when they gave us special permission to go backstage and meet them. So we got to meet all the characters. And matter of fact, we did it 2 days in a row because we had to go back the next day, and we printed pictures and gave all of the characters one of his signed pictures. They all friended him on Instagram. And yeah, it was really, really special. And the shirt that he's wearing, that's the picture that he designed. And we had shirts made, and people walking around the show was like, wow, we wish we had a shirt like that instead. Really something special.
Wonderful. So just some of the pictures from there. I believe this is Nyla.
Nala. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So even all of the characters that were, backstage. This is Simba, the younger Simba. And then tell us about these photos.
Those are digital pictures that I did of the characters from The Lion King, Mufasa and Simba. And I mean, that's about it. They're on my Instagram, and I tagged the people who played them, so they saw them, and yeah.
Wow, this is really amazing. Amazing. Just, and it is only God that can do something like this, to allow someone who is not taught, has no formal training, and I could probably say could out teach the teacher in art class. I'm not saying that he does, I'm just saying, this is, It's very rare that you see even an art teacher nowadays who can teach. And I'm in the educational field, and it's sometimes not required that they know how to draw to this degree. So again, your love for lions just emanates through many of your paintings and your things. So much so that this little, let's see, this one right here has gotten quite a bit of attention. Talk to me about this one.
Every year, I think for the past 3 years, I've done a picture for Battle of 287 Ennis versus Waxahachie. So I would usually like put it on Snapchat and get it going around the school. And so, yeah, it ended up, I sent it to my art teacher for a assignment, and she got it put on the TVs in the school and the scoreboard on the game for the game.
Wow, which is this picture right here that was on the scoreboard at the Ennis versus Waxahachie game. That is amazing. Now, before I look at another picture, I do have a question. Are there any other artists or artwork that has inspired you when you were younger or currently?
There's a lot. Like there's different kinds of artists. So like there's artists who would be on maybe YouTube or Instagram or whatever, or old dead artists or whatever. So I really don't know. I mean, I could name a few of my favorite artists.
Who are they?
One of my favorites is Aaron Blaze. He animated on The Lion King, and of course now I can't remember his name, but
the one
Aaron
who
Blaze
fixes mistakes.
Huh?
The one who fixes mistakes.
Oh, Bob Ross?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there, but yeah.
Gotcha. So talk to me about this picture. And I am we have lots of individuals in our family who is military. Where did I go? This one. Talk to me about that one. What was your inspiration behind this one?
That one was for the school's Veterans Day assembly in junior high. So the art teacher there asked if I could do that for the assembly.
Wow. So where is this painting now? Did it stay at the school? Do you have it on display somewhere?
My grandpa has it. He took it.
Oh, great. Oh, he took it.
He has all of them.
So is there a place in Ennis where these photos are displayed or happen to be sitting?
No.
Well, I think Commissioner Watson has been working on that to get some of your paintings on display at the library, as especially for African American History Month, because you are making history. And so we want to make sure that you're highlighted in several of those places. So hopefully they'll contact you and we'll kind of get some movement there. Talk to me about this one. This is one of my favorites.
That was soon after, I think, George Floyd died. So I had been seeing a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of different kind of artwork. So I wanted to make my own twist on it. So I made the Statue of Liberty in the back with the fist, of course, and black, I don't know what those things are called, around her torso, and me and 4 of my cousins standing in the front with the sign.
Right. That is beautiful. I love that. I really love that one. So this one, where'd I go? This one, Right here is one of the most recent pieces of art that you've done. Talk to us about this one.
Yes, that one was for the district Christmas card, and I think it was a requirement that you had to put the E on it, so I decided to make Santa sewing NSE onto a blanket.
That's so cute. Now I know it wasn't this year, but I remember the very first year that you entered the contest.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, I think you and I had a conversation about that. Talk to us a little bit about what happened with that first entrance into the contest. Do you remember? I remember because I was a little taken back. Do you remember, Braden?
That was the second one. He won the first one.
He won the first one. And then the second one, it was so detailed and so good that what happened? One of you, either one.
It actually did not place, and it was actually put on the back of a card. And they, from my understanding, did not believe that it was done by him.
Yeah. So that just really kind of took me back for just a minute, because now they believe that he can do that. But if they had even seen some of his things before, I believe the first one was just as detailed as the second one, and the first one he won. So there was a lot of controversy behind that. I don't know if the rest of the public knew that, but there was lots of talk about that, because it was just like, what the who? You know, why do you really think that we would be that dishonest to enter something that somebody else did? And, you know, and so but that happens. That just happens. You shouldn't be so good. And what I always say is, you know, when we're going through things, don't just go through it, that we have to grow through it. And so that was an opportunity to grow, because even people who say they are for you are not necessarily for you. And so that was an opportunity that you obviously came out on the better end, because you've been winning ever since. You've been winning ever since. So I love that. I'm a fan of African American Santa Clauses, and so this one was just beautiful for me. I think I took my mom's because the city commissioners, they all got one, so I think I took hers. But
I have extras
perfect.
If anyone.
I do. I would like them. So are you going to make those as Christmas cards for yourself?
Probably not. Okay,
I'm not talking to you. Mom, are you going to make those Christmas cards?
You know, he actually has several that he has made. One of my favorites, and we may not have it up here, but he took one of my niece peeping around the corner and Santa was under the tree, was one of my favorites. So we've talked in the past about doing a compilation of different ones in a set, and, you know, have them available. I don't know that we would do this one just because since it was for the school, we don't want any problems with, you know, with it being for them. So definitely, you know, do something different in the future.
Gotcha. Well, I have already had people saying that they would like one. And your aunt says, well, your sister, because she actually said this to you, Kim, she said she does not have one. So you may want to make sure that your sister has one. And, and everyone else. There's several people wanting to know if you have sold any of your paintings, or does grandfather have all of them?
I sometimes make paintings to sell. I mean, it just depends on what it is. If it's something that I probably don't want to do, I won't do it because I don't want to just do anything any kind of way. So either I would sell paintings that are customized or like for the specific person, or sell something that I've already done that I don't need to keep.
Wow. Let's talk about a couple more of your paintings. There was something else that I wanted to, this one. Tell me about this one and what that inspiration was.
Okay, that one was actually on a canvas that was being thrown away by somebody. And so the canvas had a weird looking face thing on it. So I painted over it, but I very much included that person's art into it. So it was kind of like a upgrade in a way. So I just turned it into a Nefertiti.
I love it. So Grandpa has that one too?
No, Maya
No.
does.
Your sister has it. Well, this was definitely one of the favorites, favorite pictures that you entered into the contest that the organization Unity in the Community has each year. This was the Mlk Winner. This was January the 14th of 2018. And why don't you tell us a little bit about this? People were really blown away when they saw this, and just all of the detail and everything that played into this. So talk to us a little bit about that.
That one is a painting of me painting Martin Luther King. And I am looking into the mirror and painting him from myself.
My thought when I first saw it was just the in-depth thinking that had to go into it when you were doing it, because you drew yourself into the portrait. Mm-hmm. And you drew a reflection of yourself, just as you're looking at the picture of Martin Luther King and drawing him on the canvas. There's just so many pieces, even down to the Coca-Cola can and the jar that's behind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the shoes, just all of the details that you put into your painting just shows the just the commitment that you have. Just like you said just a moment ago, I don't want to just do it any kind of way. And and I don't want to over spiritualize things, but I think that's when God puts his hand on something, that again, he doesn't just do anything any kind of way. He does all things well. And so I think even doing that in your paintings, you have such a skill for doing it so well that you are just so detailed that everything you do is just so lifelike. I mean, it just looks, you can, when you look at it, you know that it's a painting, but it almost looks just so surreal. Yeah. So what are you thinking when you're painting? Or like some people, I like water. And so water, you get me next to some water. That's one of the reasons I go to Belize, because I think that is the most beautiful water in the world. And so when I get next to that water, I'm hearing the water and it motivates me to write. What's your muse? What's your motivation? Or do you need quiet? Or what is it? What is the environment like?
When I'm painting or drawing, I'm usually just like zoned out and just painting. So like sometimes I'll just like get in the zone, and when I'm done, I'll be like, oh yeah, I just finished painting. But usually I will listen to music or watch a movie or something that I can just zone out to and paint.
If I may intervene, even when he was doing this one, this was a learning process for him as well, with about Martin Luther King, and so he would listen to his speeches as he was painting these.
Wow, that's That's something that you don't hear from a kid, because he was what? That was 3 years ago. So he's like 14 years old when he did that painting. So that was just, that's some of the things are just really mind-boggling to me. So I'm just like, I've always been blown away. And you know, again, your mom and I have talked about stuff, and you know, whatever he needs to do this, you know, we're going to support it and make sure he has everything that he needs. So you've had support from everywhere, from aunts and grandmothers and grandfathers and extended family and everybody, because we know that that it's come so natural. And because it comes so natural, it appears that you have no challenges or fears. But do you? Are there areas that you're fearful about, you know, going into, or are there certain challenges that you have when you're painting?
I mean, there's definitely some things that I stay away from when painting because I'm not good at it. But I mean, of course, like when I'm practicing or sketching, I always try to practice on those things like hands. I'm not good at drawing hands. So I've been working on that because it's not good.
So you have a child who's 8 years old and who's listening to you right now and who's admiring you and admiring your artwork. What do you tell them? They want to be an artist, but they're, you know, most of the time, people don't just pick up a paintbrush and they know how to do it. Mm-hmm. So what do you tell that 8-year-old or that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old child who wants to be like Braden Carroll?
Start drawing, get on YouTube, find some videos, how to draw an eyeball, how to draw a nose. That's how I started, how to blend pencils or whatever.
Do you remember, Kim? He was working with the clay. And I don't know how many times he did that eyeball. I think it was an eyeball. I can't remember if it was an eyeball or if it was a hand, but it was like, oh my gosh, how many times is he going to do?
I tell you what, he blows my mind. It, you know, from the very beginning, and I never forget. I think he was like 4 or 5 years old. We had gone into a store, and there was a block that we saw, and he kept asking, could he have it? And I was like, what are you going to do with it? It is a butterfly. He was like, it's not a butterfly, Mom. I said, yes, it is. What are you going to do with this butterfly? He said, just watch and see. That's what he likes to tell us. He doesn't usually take our advice. He just tells us, watch what I can do with it. And we got home, and he took that butterfly and he used it as the base for a lion face. And that's where the lion started coming from. So anything like, you know, people recycle, Braden would literally take things that we would want to throw in the trash, get rid of, and he would take it and transform it into so many different things. Or, you know, it including, I remember we had an old pair of shoes, and he made a full mascot. So he made mascots like for himself with the head, the body, take my dad's old shoes and make them into the feet for the mascot. So he's very frugal, and he knows how to just pretty much take anything from nothing and turn it into something beautiful.
Wow.
His paints, you know, like we were talking about paints. It's something to go in the store with him, and I just usually just sit back. That's usually the only time I can get him to go shopping with me, when I say I'm going to Hobby Lobby. And he would take those different paints and know how to blend them to get the color that he needs, where, you know, someone regular on the street wouldn't know how to do that. So it's been something to watch him. I've learned a lot being in the store to watch him. So yeah.
Your aunt, Braden, your aunt says that you even cut up clothes to use them for your puppets.
I don't remember that, but I probably did. I'm
sure you did. So have you ever thought about having an art show and maybe selling some of your things, or?
No, I haven't thought about that, but I don't know. I feel like that would be a lot of preparation to get a whole bunch of different paintings or whatever.
Well, yeah, if you want to sell them, it would have to be some preparation and putting them out there. So yeah, so if you want to be an artist, so tell us what you do want to do. What is it that we can look forward to, 10 years from now, or as you're college bound, what are your plans?
I mean, I don't know yet, but I've been thinking about being a teacher for a little bit and then going into making my own business for art or whatever it's going to be at the time, because it's probably going to change up.
So college plans, what do you have? If you're teaching, then obviously going to school for teaching, and you're going to teach art.
Yes.
An art teacher, that would be great. And you are so multifaceted, you're not limited to one type of art. So that would be very, very interesting. I'm sure that you will just soar in any of those areas that you desire. So any last thoughts, Mom? Any last thoughts that you have about, because sometimes, sometimes it's about the child, and we look and we highlight the child and praise the child for what they're doing. But in a lot of cases, it's kudos to the parent, because it's just like an acorn.
Right.
When God designed that acorn, it had everything that it needed to become an oak tree. But if you leave it on the side of the road, it'll never become an oak tree.
You have to plant
You
seeds.
plant it in the dirt and you give it the right environment, the right nourishment, and it becomes an oak tree. So for him to be planted in an environment that's supportive and that's loving and that's caring, he could become that oak tree. But it's because of the support. So what do you say to a parent of a gifted child who's not, everybody wants their child to play football because we want them to go to the NFL. Well, you don't have an NFL football child. And there's nothing wrong with it, that's wonderful. What do you say to those parents?
I'd like to say a couple of things. First of all, as you said, we've had so many people that have had a hand in helping to, bring him up. And so I would like to say thank you to, my mom. She's been there from day one. I remember when he used to draw, he would take pictures and he would draw them just looking at it. I've never remember him tracing. He's always looked at a picture and he can replicate it. And she started teaching him at a young age to draw to scale. I had never heard that before, but she would, work with him and teach him different things like that. Yourself, with taking him to art stores and buying him supplies. It definitely takes a village, and you don't understand those words until you need that village. And so I want to just say thank you, to you two, my sister. We've had someone that she knows in the realm that she's worked in that saw his gift and gifted him a computer that he does graphics on as well, touchscreen computer.
Wow.
So those things like that, you just don't ever think about, and so thank you to those people. But to that parent that has a child that may have a love for doing things like this, always have an open mind and listen to them. As Braden was growing up, for Christmases, birthdays, we would always buy him some type of art medium to, just kind of keep that going. Don't listen to what everybody else has to say, because I never forget someone actually in my family, not my immediate family, but in my family, told me that we were crazy and that he's a boy, he should be playing football. And I told him, that's your opinion, and that's not where his gift is. And so you can't always go by what everybody else thinks and feels. You have to be moved by the Spirit. And so I'm glad that we did not listen to what everybody else had to say, and just keep cultivating him in the gifts that he does have.
Amen. Amen. There's a scripture that says, train up a child in the way they should go. And for a parent, that means you gotta take some time to watch them and observe them and to see the way they should go.
Yes.
And so football is not always it. That's not where they should always go. And so we have to be mindful of that, and we have to watch our children and love them and know them enough to say, you know what, this is a gift here, or this is a strength, or this is an area that we may want to look at or encourage to invest in their life. Well, I am always awed at what he can do, what he will create, and what he has done. And I look forward to seeing many, many other things that he's done and that he has created. When nobody else sees it, he sees it in his head, and he creates it. And so that's commendable. That's commendable, because he could be on the street doing so many other things, but he is most days at home on a computer or with a paintbrush in his hand. So we are grateful, Braden Carroll, for you. We thank you for who you are.
He's preparing now. State behave.
You cut out for a minute.
Okay, he's preparing now for state. He's getting ready for a vase to submit 2 pieces that he's working on presently for state. And one of the pictures that we kind of scrolled through with the African lady and the lion was one that he actually submitted last year, and he made it to state. But when COVID happened, we weren't able to travel to San Marcos for that award ceremony, but he did receive his medal, and it did win state. So he's preparing now and working on 2 pieces. So once all those are submitted, we'll be ready to share them, because they are spectacular. I can't wait to share them.
Wow. Can you give us just a little bitty hint of what it is? We don't want to see it, but what it is.
Royalty.
Okay.
It'll be a series of the one that he did previously. We'll put it that way.
Got you. Well, we will look forward to seeing that. We are excited for you, and we're excited for both of you. I'm sure you are one proud mama, and you're right. It does take all of us. Sometimes it takes more than one of us to pour in and love and pull resources together and things like that. But at the end of the day, we can make it happen. And God will always, one, he does things well, but 2, everything works together for our good.
That's my scripture.
and we can't just stop that, because it doesn't work out for everybody. It only works for those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. So we are so grateful to have you both on today. The man of few words, but of many talents. So thank you guys. Thank you all for joining in with us here on Girl Talk. Please join us Sunday, as we will have Sandra Scott, the writer, storyteller, and textile artist. And she will be doing start off our tribute to Black History Month. So again, join us at 4 o'clock on Sunday, as well as don't forget to go to the website, charlottemwatson.com, for upcoming events. If you're not doing anything, mark your calendars for April 25th at the Inspire Church in Humble, Texas. That's down by Houston, the Houston area. So I will be, I won't say bringing the word, but I will be speaking to a group of women there, and just, again, inspiring, encouraging, and motivating them to be sisters of the word and sisters of Christ. So without any further ado, thank you for being online. See us, hit us up if you have any other questions, comments. We cannot wait to see what's on the horizon for you, but please call us if there's anything we can do. Thank you and good night.